folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at a puzzle that you can find in Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Now, the chapter that this puzzle is in is actually designed for 16th level characters, but I believe this puzzle could be pulled out and used anywhere for characters of any level. Now, after you watch the video, if you'd like to talk more about this puzzle, I'll be looking forward to seeing your comments below, but we also discussed this puzzle at length in the Wally DM Discord. If you'd like to see a history of all of the things that we talked about, including how we would change the cryptic message and some of the other ideas to make this better or to make it fit our game, be sure to head on over to the Discord. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Again, the cave is 7 casks that you can find in Vecna, Eve of Ruin. So in this puzzle, our adventuring party enters a cave or a dungeon room that has a floor that is constructed of crooked wooden planks. Now 7 casks are embedded along one wall, and each cask has a different symbol painted on it. A green star, a blue square, a green crescent moon, a red square, a blue circle, a green circle, and a red star. And along one of the other walls, there's going to be a shelf that is lined with cups and tankards. Now characters that examine the floor can see an empty basement through the 1-inch cracks between the floorboards. The basement has a tunnel exiting to the east toward an unexplored area. The floorboards, however, are immovable and immune to damage. Now, if one of the characters takes their time and comes over and studies the shelves that is lined with the cups and the tankards, they're going to notice a message that's carved around the entirety of the shelf. Now this message is in Celestial, and it reads as follows: "A septet of libations I present to you, but only one will help you escape this tomb. 6 drinks are magic, 1 is mundane. Those marked with stars are vitality's bane. Blue is neither blessing nor curse. Moon cleanses you of illness or worse. Green's neighbor is never boring. Drink deep, pass through the flooring." So the characters can grab one of the tankards and they can pour themselves a bit of brew from one of the 7 tankards. However, some of them might provide beneficial properties, while others might be a bit hazardous. But if the characters do have trouble solving the puzzle and are not sure what to do next, they're going to know that by walking over the floorboards that the only way that they're going to be able to pass out of this room is through the thin gaps in the floorboards. And if the characters continue to struggle after that, you can allow them a DC 12 Intelligence Arcana check to be able to determine that the magical liquor in one or more of the casks might facilitate travel through the cracks, through the floorboards, and into the room below. So with everything that's been presented, do you know how to solve the puzzle? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great! Let's go over the answer. So in order for the characters to figure out which of these tankards they should drink from in order to pass through the cracks in the floorboard, they're going to need to decipher this code. Now I will say that this is a code that was written by Wizards of the Coast as printed in Vecna, Eve of Ruin, so I am going to be using my best guesses to be able to solve this. You might see things differently and come up with a different answer, and if you do, be sure to leave a comment below. So let's take a look at our cryptic message and decipher the clues line by line. The first line says, "A septet of libations I present to you." This is merely pointing to the fact that there are 7 kegs along the wall, and if we were to drink from the correct one, it's going to help us get through the floorboards. Line 2 says 6 drinks are magic and 1 is mundane. So that is simply saying that if we drink from 6 of these kegs, they're going to have some type of a potion or magical effect. However, one of them is mundane. That could be good or bad. It could be some type of an ale, perhaps it's water, or it could even be a poison. Line 3 says those marked with stars are vitality's bane. We have a green star on the far left and a red star on the far right, with vitality meaning life and something good for you, and bane being the opposite of that or something that affects vitality. We're going to know that we do not want to drink from the green or red stars. Line 4 says blue is neither blessing nor curse. So we have a blue square and a blue circle, and as being neither a blessing nor a curse, I'm going to assume that whatever the effects may be from the blue circle or the blue square kegs, they're still not going to help us get through the floorboards. Line 5 says the moon cleanses you of illness or worse. So we have a green moon keg, and rather than help us get through the floorboards and into the room below, it's simply going to either cure some of our hit points or maybe a condition our character may have. So if we do drink from one of the incorrect kegs, we could probably drink from the green moon keg and it should heal us. The 6th line says, green's neighbor is never boring. Now I'm assuming that by never boring, it's going to have some type of really cool magical effect to help us get through the floorboards. And the final line says, drink deep, pass through the flooring. So this is simply saying that we're going to want to drink an entire tankard in order to get the magical effect, and when we do, we're going to be able to drop through the flooring. If we pick the correct cask, of course. Oh, and it does look like I skipped over a line, and that one was, but only one will help you escape this tomb. So while 6 of the different casks might have different types of effects on us, only one of them is going to allow us to slip through the floorboards into the room below. So let's go back and see what we've eliminated. We know we're not supposed to drink from the stars, we know that the blue aren't going to help us, and we know that the green moon is just going to cure what ails us. That's going to leave 2 casks left. We have the red square and the green circle. Now we did read that green's neighbor is never boring, but that doesn't say whether green is going to be boring or helpful. But if we're to assume that we want something that's not boring, that's going to give us some type of magical effect, then we can eliminate everything that is green, and that's going to leave us with the red square. And of course, that is going to be our answer. Now that we know we need to drink from the cask with the red square, let's go back and see what each of these are filled with, starting with the one with the green star. The liquor in this cask is infused with necromantic magic. A creature that drinks any amount of the liquor must make a DC 20 Constitution saving throw, taking 22 points of necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Jumping over to the far right, let's take a look at the red star, and this one says that the liquor in this cask acts as a magical paralytic. Upon drinking any amount from this cask, a creature must succeed on a DC 20 Constitution saving throw or have the paralyzed condition for 1 hour. Now remembering that blue is neither a blessing nor a curse, let's take a look at the blue casks, starting with the blue square. A creature that drinks a pint or more of the liquor in this cask gains the benefit of a potion of diminution. A character reduces to tiny size by the liquor, but can't fit through the narrow gaps between the floorboards. Okay, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you can drink from the cask with the blue square, become tiny size, and still not be able to fall through the floorboards? I think I would have to allow that one, but I think what would be fun is if you do that and didn't know what the results were going to be, then perhaps make a dexterity saving throw, or you fall through the cracks and take bludgeoning damage on your way down. Or if you do already know what's going to happen and become tiny size, you can still fit through the floorboards, and I don't know, maybe you have a spell called Featherfall and you're able to float down with no problem. I think that would be a worthy inclusion. Now the blue circle says a creature that drinks a pint or more of the liquor in this cask gains the benefit of a potion of growth, so they're definitely not going to fit through the floorboards. Now if you remember, our green moon is going to be the one that ails us, and this one states that a creature that drinks a pint or more of the liquor in this cask gains the benefit of an elixir of health. Fantastic. Now when I first did this puzzle, I narrowed it down to the red square and the green circle, and I assumed it was not the green circle because everything not green was not going to be boring. But let's see what the green circle does. The liquor in this cask is not magical, but it is toxic. A creature that drinks any amount of the liquor must succeed on a DC 25 Constitution saving throw or have the poison condition for 1 hour. Best stay away from this one. This one is our mundane cask. And then finally we have the red square. A creature that drinks a pint or more of liquor in this cask gains the benefit of a potion of gaseous form. A character in gaseous form can easily pass through the narrow gaps between the floorboards and go through into the room below. Oh, hey. Yep, that's the puzzle. That is the Cave of 7 Casks, and you can find that in Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Now, I really like the puzzle idea. I think it could be a lot of fun, but there are a few things that I would change, especially to the cryptic message and the fact that it's written in Celestial. I would change that right away to at least a language that the characters have access to. But if you'd like to discuss this further, be sure to leave a comment below or head on over to the Wally DM Discord. We discussed this puzzle for hours, so there is a lot of history there of all kinds of different ideas so that you can adapt this or change it to fit your game. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is this something that you could use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.